Wow.
I get down there like, we need a mic check, so I put my whole thing of papers down. I'm like, check, whoosh!
Welcome to the Sports Office. I am Ryan Greene, this is Romi Bean, this is Michael Spencer, and this is the sports show that clearly prefers sitting on this side of the table. You feeling good? How you feeling? You probably feel better than the Broncos do after that Kansas City road trip.
I still feel pretty tired. That was a tiring road trip.
Broncos now 6-6, back to 500, kind of where I think they belong, to be honest. Statistically held Patrick Mahomes to his worst game of his career, and somehow came out with a loss. The Broncos have 5 games left on their schedule, guys. And so for this segment, we're gonna do a little bet your confidence level, all right? Now, these are not valued in any number values. These are color coordinated. If you are supremely confident the Broncos will beat them, you're gonna put a green chip out there.
Okay.
If you are pretty confident the Broncos are gonna beat them, blue chip out there. If you're a little hesitant, Broncos are not gonna win, red chip, and absolutely 0 chance the Broncos win, black chip.
Can I do it with this handle?
You can wear the Manning forehead if you want. Guys, what is your confidence level that the Broncos can beat the Lions this Sunday?
We just put our little pokey chip down?
Just put one poker chip down right in front of it so people can see what you got.
I'm going 3 big stacks.
Ooh, Michael going big stacks on there.
You said just one.
Yes, he did.
Fine, I'm going 4.
Okay. This one, they should win, right?
Yeah.
Like this is
No,
one
they
where it's
absolutely
like, I want to be nervous. I'm like, I don't know, the 1 in 10 Lions.
The Lions are bad. The Lions are a bad football team. Here's the thing. If the Lions did not get their first win last week, I would have been a little more nervous.
True.
Now that they got that in the bank, it was so emotional. You look at like all the numbers and you look at this Lions team, they're a bad football team.
They've played some tough games, the Lions have. They've played some close games, I should say. But I agree. They're not a great football team. Of course, I think you can make the argument that the Broncos aren't a great football team either. But I think coming back home after the way they played against Kansas City, I think maybe they figured some things out offensively. Pat Shermer continued to run the football, please. And I think that they're primed for a win after a bounce back and disappointing loss in Kansas City.
All right, next, Broncos against the Bengals. This one, I don't know, man. I'm like, even Michael doesn't know.
Blue is what?
Blue
Red
is like
what?
lukewarm, red is like, I don't know, I don't think so. Forever the optimist.
Someone's gotta be.
I think that the Bengals are going to have more to play for at that point, even if the Broncos
Fair.
beat the Lions.
That's fair.
And so I think they come in and know what's on the line, and I think that is probably a game that the Broncos could end up dropping. I could see them dropping that game for sure.
Oh, this could go either way. I'm gonna go with the home field advantage on
Yes,
this one.
I was gonna say, I think Empire Field might help in this one. All right.
Has it helped?
Not in the
Fair
Fangio
point,
era.
fair point.
Broncos against the Raiders in Vegas on Boxing Day, day after Christmas. You know,
Wow, Romi.
I know.
Supremely
I know.
confident.
The Raiders are not good anymore. They had their moments when they came here. They were so, John Gruden had just got fired. They were, rallying around Bisaccia, but then so much has happened since then. To me, you're getting them at the right time now.
I think I know where at least both of these are gonna go. So let's start with at the Chargers.
You want to talk about a game that's going to feel like a home game for you.
Hey, see, I'm kind of, all right. Romi Bean with a little hesitancy. How come?
Chargers got thumped by the Broncos. They got embarrassed. And they're going to be playing for a lot, too. I think when it comes down the stretch, they're playing for a wild card spot because I think the Chiefs are probably going to hold on to that top spot. Maybe this time the student takes a little revenge, Mr. Staley, on his master, the Fangio.
Let's move on to the last game. Yeah, see, I would have, I'm kind of.
I think I'm going blue here.
It would be one thing if the Broncos had lost at home and then had to go to Kansas City.
The Kansas City starters might be sitting because they won't have locked up first place in the AFC, I don't think, because I think the Patriots are probably in the well, I know the Patriots are in the driver's seat. I think they probably do that. But I do think you could see a Kansas City team that doesn't have much to play for, that's locked into its playoff spot, and is going to have to play next week because they won't have a bye. So they will want to play their starters, if not rest them the entire game. They'll want to play them certainly a lot less than they normally would.
Well, that was good. There you go. Some reasons to watch the Denver Broncos for the rest of the season. Coming up, a whole big reason to watch the CSU Rams next season. That's coming up next. Welcome back into the Sports Office, guys. My CSU Rams have a brand new head football coach. It didn't take that long. No?
It's as if Joe Parker knew before he fired Steve Addazio who he was going to go after.
So what was the...
And yet hired a consulting firm anyway.
What was the... Don't
get me started on the consulting.
All right, let's ignore that. Mike, you yourself have called this a home run hire for CSU. I am just a bit nervous about one little thing that I just can't get over.
The mustache.
On him it works. This guy beats CSU 52-10. So why would he leave Nevada for CSU? You had him on live last night, on Tuesday night. Did you get a sense as to why he made what some might consider a lateral move, but I don't think... There you go.
It's about the money.
Okay.
Let's be honest. It's about the money and it's about the facilities. And Jay Norvell is a guy who has been at big-time programs, who knows what it's like to recruit at big-time schools. So that's part of the reason why I love the hire for CSU. Yes, it's in the conference. Yes, Nevada has had a better record over the last couple of years than CSU has. But this is not a lateral move for what's going into his wallet.
And I love that even more because it's in the Mountain West, so he obviously doesn't see this, well, besides the pay, obviously that's huge. But he doesn't see this as a lateral move, or he sees this as a program that I've played over the last several years. I can make these guys really good.
See, I hope it's a little more than just the pay, right? Because if he's, I just want to know. You would hope that he also, like you were saying, believes he can actually make this into a winning program, which again is kind of what I got from the interview last night. It seems like he realizes their dedication to the football program, and maybe that was also an attractive part of the offer.
I'm not saying it's all about the money, but when somebody tells you it's not about the money, it's about one thing, and it's about the money. But if CSU were to offer him what he was getting at Nevada, it wouldn't be a move that he would make, in my opinion. Therefore, I don't think it's a lateral move.
All right, so are you expecting a down year from CSU, or do you think they'll actually be kind of motivated next year and they may be threatening to get a bowl game in?
I think that with the earlier signing day obviously kind of throws a wrench into it because that's coming up. But with the transfer portal, you can get your guys in quicker. And so I think that next year, a realistic expectation for CSU is to be competing for bowl eligibility.
I completely agree. I think CSU is losing a lot of seniors, though. So that is one thing.
Well, they're losing Trey McBride. That's all.
Right. Exactly. But he's also, there's a lot of guys from Nevada that are probably going to come over and follow him over. And just what I like about it is this is a guy who knows how to win in the Mountain West. You're not bringing a guy from some other conference. He knows what it takes. So I think that he can work with whatever team he has to really get those 6 wins.
I think long term, his 5-year deal, I think CSU football has some stuff to be excited about.
Could be Fort Fun again.
Oh, gosh. It hadn't been Fort Fun since I went there.
Don't give yourself something.
All right, coming up, Romi and I went to Kansas City this past weekend, and you will be shocked to know that there is a Denver Broncos treasure trove in Arrowhead Stadium. We'll show you what I'm talking about coming up next. Welcome back to the Sports Office. It's time for some behind-the-scenes footage of Romi and I's road trip to Kansas City. So we get to the stadium, we've done our stuff, we're going up to the press box, and who walks in our elevator?
Oh, well, our good old friends on the equipment staff. We just happened to bump into them.
Second floor.
We have Broncos things in there. You know the old stripes?
Like
jumping underneath that.
Oh, was that where you're going?
So they have this brand new Chiefs Museum. I mean, this thing is incredible, right?
State of the
State of the art.
Impressive.
It's so good, I would not be surprised if the Broncos do something similar at their stadium. So, of course, I mean, they've got the first, Kansas City ring, Super Bowl ring and Kansas City Super Bowl trophy next to their newest one. They got the Lamar Hunt trophies. But sure enough, Rome, we're looking and it's like, hey, wait a minute. These are some ugly striped socks. Now, you and I both thought that these were destroyed in a fire.
Legend has there was a big old bonfire. These things are so ugly. Get them out of here.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Held on to a couple pieces, and the owner of the Broncos at that time actually sent over a sock and an equipment bag over to Lamar Hunt. But it's crazy that one of the very few artifacts at this point remaining lives at Arrowhead Stadium.
I will say, maybe this was like the way that, owners talk some smack back in the 60s. Because those, if I got those socks in the mail, I would be offended, right? They are that ugly.
This is what I think of your team.
Oh, all right, okay. So
maybe he secretly loved the uniforms and that was his way of preserving history.
Okay, so this is pregame. Javonte Williams coming out for some warm-ups. Guys, let me know what you think. I understand as a fan, you just want the autograph. Yeah. But do you think it's weird for players to be signing jerseys that aren't theirs?
Yes.
I
have a ball or a hat or something.
Right. Or even like a piece of paper.
I see this every weekend. I think it's weird. And I guess if you're a player, then you're like, well, they're not going to sell it now if it's my name on someone else's jersey, right? But yeah, I do always see that. But I don't know. I guess
Javonte Williams signed a Pat Surtain. I don't know. I mean,
Well, and what do you do as a fan if you have a Pat Surtain jersey and Javonte Williams comes
Right.
over and is willing to sign an autograph, but like, no, Javonte, I don't want your
Don't sign
autograph?
that.
Romi Bean, kind of windy.
You know what? Kind of windy. Wasn't bad early.
Wasn't bad
It was
early.
like, oh, it's so mild for December in Kansas City.
Right, but after the game, a storm started rolling in. So as you can see, Romi Bean hopping up and down, trying to talk to someone, and all of a sudden, papers on the field. Look at this. Not even. Oh my
goodness.
God.
Where did you get this video?
This is from the air check. You'd think that they got them all, right? But let me just speed this up and watch how far they run. This is Dave and Romi going across the field.
I went end zone to end zone.
End
here.
zone to end zone.
All the way across. It was. I get down there like, we need a mic check on. So I put my whole thing of papers down. I'm like, check, whoosh, everywhere, and I was like, oh my. I ended up with a printout, a black and white printout of a play that was obviously left on one of the sidelines. So then when it came for the live shot, I did not get any of these reorganized.
You didn't get them reorganized.
No,
Okay,
did
so
not. Did
so
not.
there you go. Romi did her whole post-game stuff without any of her scripts in order. I think
Nailed
that's
it. Wouldn't have
hilarious.
never known.
And how nice is Dave
I was
Willie
gonna
to
say,
go?
shouts to Dave Willie, who just ran around the entire game filming to do that.
Tyler Columbus is in the sports office, which means we've got to wrap up because she's got to go tape stuff with him. So let's do some quick hats off. Who wants to start? This is the segment where we give recognition to people that didn't really get enough recognition last week for something that they did. So Romi Bean's going to start with the Avalanche. Okay.
The Avalanche.
Bang.
My hats off goes to Eustace. My hats off goes to Eustace Annunen.
Yes.
First career start,
Yep.
won the game, also got a point in the game. He was
Yes.
got the main primary assist on the Cale Makar coast-to-coast goal. He's also the youngest goaltender in Avalanche history to win his first start. So future is bright.
Michael Spencer, you got anyone?
Romy, can I get the CU hat? I'm going to go CU women's basketball.
Yeah.
Top 25, currently 25th in the nation, 9-0, big win over
Hey.
Southern Utah. Shout out to CU women's hoops.
I don't think they're ranked yet, but they should be
Yes,
because
they
the
should be.
CSU basketball team, they played St. Mary's, one of their first big tests of the season. I thought it would be like, okay, St. Mary's 8-1, the Rams 8-0, this might be close. It was not close. Rams are here. They are for real. If you haven't seen them, watch them. All right, that'll wrap it up. Romi Bean's off to go tape some shows. Michael Spencer off to go work on the 10 o'clock. I am going to go help him with both. Thank you for coming to the sports office.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Is that Jim Benjamin?